Hi everyone, welcome back to Learn Academic English. On this channel, I teach intermediate and advanced level lessons for English learners who want to take their language to the next level. I've been teaching grammar for more than 20 years, and today I'm going to teach you a very quick, easy, but helpful and common grammar rule that every English learner needs to know. Maybe you already know this rule, but if you don't, it's time to add it to your English. The rule is if you use and, or. So let's look at this sentence. If we have a negative sentence, we're going to use or. For example, I don't have a dog or a cat. Notice that here we're joining two things, two nouns, dog and cat. But because the sentence is negative, we use or, not and. Now notice that this grammar does not indicate a choice. Usually the word or shows a choice, but not in this case. In this case, it is a negative and. So let's look at some examples. I don't speak Chinese and Japanese, so this is incorrect. And I'm showing you this because this is a mistake that I often hear. I often hear when the sentence is negative with a negative verb, some English learners will use the word and because they know that if they have two nouns, they join them together with and. But because the sentence is negative, we need to use or. Okay, let's look at the next one. I never drink coffee, tea, and soda. How many nouns are we joining here? 3. It doesn't matter. The sentence is negative, so we need to use or. Now notice that a negative sentence can have a negative verb like do not, or we can use a negative adverb like never. What about in the next sentence? Same thing. I no longer drink beer and wine. We need to use or because the sentence is negative. Okay, let's look at a few sort of tricky points that will help you to master this rule. First of all, what do we do with the adverbs rarely and almost never? Well, these are tricky because they aren't exactly negative, but they are more negative than affirmative. So for rarely and almost never, you will usually hear English speakers use or, but sometimes they might use and that's because these adverbs are not completely negative. They don't exactly make the sentence a negative sentence. So you could hear both. If you can, try to remember to use or for these. Okay, what about the verbs dislike and hate? Well, these two verbs have a negative meaning. I hate something. But they don't make the sentence a negative sentence. So for these verbs, we use and, not or, to join things. For example, I dislike hot dogs and hamburgers. Or I hate hot dogs and hamburgers. Okay, for the next one, let's look at this one. I don't like peanut butter and jelly. Now, is this sentence negative? Yes, it is, but this sentence is correct. In this sentence, we don't use or, we use and. Can you guess why? The reason is that peanut butter and jelly is considered one thing. It is considered one unit that has two parts. We always eat peanut butter and jelly together, so it's considered one thing. And for that reason, we're not joining two separate things, so we just use and to join the two things to make one unit. Let's look at the last one. Here we have, I don't swim well and I never practice. So we can break the sentence into two parts and you can see that we have two clauses. In the first clause, the verb is negative, but the negative verb is going to apply only to this clause. Okay? What about in the second clause? In the second clause, it's also negative because we have the word never. But again, the negative is going to apply only to this clause. So when we join the two clauses together to make a compound sentence, we're going to use and and this is correct. So the bottom line is that when you have a negative sentence with a negative verb, or the word never or no longer, or maybe a slightly negative adverb like rarely or almost never, you're going to join things in the sentence with or, not and. And remember that or does not indicate a choice in this situation. Instead, it's the negative version of and that is used in negative sentences. So let me know in the comments below if you already know this rule or if you have questions. And as always, I will leave a question for you to practice with me. So check the description box below. Please don't forget to give this video a like if you find it helpful, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want more grammar lessons like this one. I hope to see you back here soon. Take care.